We are live in Studio East thanks to the U.S. Army, and we welcome Diamante.
What's up?
I feel like Stino. I'm sitting in her throne at Studio East here, so I'm Stino, and Diamante's here. You'll meet her later today at the show.
I love it.
Let me apologize in advance. She will be very handsy. That's not special. That's for everybody. She's a very warm and welcoming person. I'm here, Top Keef, here because Stino's going to be live this afternoon at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater in Tinley Park for Dorothy, Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, and Diamante. So that's a lot of bands for these shows.
A lot of bands.
Yeah. I always ask bands, is it cool that you're playing in front of all the fans for all those different bands, but you only get like a 45-minute set, or would you rather do like 3 hours for your fans? Would you rather have all those other fans in 45 minutes, or would you rather have all of your stuff and just your fans?
That's a tough question because, I mean, obviously headlining shows is so much fun.
Yeah.
And getting to play an hour and like really dive in and get into the set and have an acoustic part and really get into it. But I think this tour, I love the fact that there's so many bands. I think it's like a mini festival almost.
You're making new fans.
Exactly.
They're making new fans.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting along.
Yeah.
Okay, I was waiting for you to say whether or not everybody was getting along.
Asking me the question.
Everybody's getting along.
It's like a big family. It's awesome.
It's kind of cool. Now, when you have a show like that with a really short set, I mean, compared to the music you have, is it like, do you change it up? Do you try, because it's like you're picking your favorite babies, what songs you're going to play every night, and then you feel bad, you leave some out. Do you mix it up at all, or do you do the same? Do you try and give everybody what they want every night, or how do you do that?
It's hard, man, especially because I'm playing 25 minutes on this tour, so it's honestly probably the shortest set I've ever played. So for this one, we've really said we just want to do all the up-tempo songs and really just like bang it out start to finish. There's really no breaks. By the end of it, I'm like hyperventilating, but it's great, you know?
Yeah.
And in the longer sets, I like to throw in more ballads and like do more of the acoustic stuff and have more dynamic throughout the show. Funny you mentioned it because today actually we're throwing in a new song just because. We're like, let's just do this one and see what happens.
Now, is that from last year's album, or is it a new song? Because the album's been out. It's been out over a year.
Yeah.
So and you haven't been playing it a lot, and you're like, hey, let's freshen it up with that. What's that song?
So we're going to do one called Sound of Us. It's a deep cut, but it's a crowd favorite, and that's why we like doing it, because it's a lot of crowd interaction, call and response.
Very cool. All right, well, let's get a song now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about tonight's show and the album and all that stuff live in the Studio East, thanks to the U.S. Army. It's Diamante.
All right, we're going to do Hear Me Now.
I'm at the bottom, can you come let me up? 'Cause I wrote a vow for you. Your friends are faded, let me fill up your cup and toast to the stars over the oceans foaming, emotions in the air. I don't wanna live for nothing, just wanna be something. I never knew what it took to win. I don't wanna live for nothing, just wanna be something. I never knew we'd be more than friends. We spin the bottle till we're kissing our cups. Felt like I died for you. You can't explain it, it's been years since we've touched, and I've waited night for you. I don't wanna live for nothing, just wanna be something. I never knew what it took to win. I don't wanna live for nothing, just wanna be something. I never knew we'd Can you hear me now? I'm bad at the bug away. Can you hear me now? The ocean's foaming, emotions in the air. I don't wanna live for nothing, just wanna be something. I never knew what it took to earn. I don't wanna live for nothing, just wanna be something. I never knew it'd be more than friends. Come let me up. Can you hear me now? Come let me up. I'm bad at the microwave. Come let me up. Can you hear me now? Come let me up. I'm bad at the microwave. Come let me up. Can you hear me now? Thanks, guys.
Diamante in Studio East, thanks to the U.S. Army. I don't know if anybody's told you this. You have an excellent voice.
Thank you,
that is
man.
cranking out. Did you have female singers to look up to when
Oh,
you were and you were, like people
absolutely.
you wanted to sound like when you were younger? Or?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I grew up listening to actually like a lot of pop music, funny enough, but the pop female artists that I gravitated towards always had this sort of grit in their voice, which I really liked. So I listened to Kelly Clarkson and Pink, and Avril Lavigne was a big one. And when I was 14, I did this thing called the School of Rock summer camp back in LA. And that's when I was really exposed to rock music for the first time. And I really fell in love with like the classic rock side in the 80s. And from there, I discovered Joan Jett and Pat Benatar and Stevie Nicks and Debbie Harry. And these women have definitely crafted my music lyrically, vocally, how I move on stage. And yeah, I mean, for
Have
me,
you cranked out any
because-
covers from those guys ever? Or-
Yeah, I
like,
did Crazy on You cover by Heart,
Heart, yeah.
on the Coming in Hot album, and it's hard, man. Like that song is no joke.
I'm like the Joan Jett stuff. You could pull off Bad Reputation.
Yeah, right. I think I should
pretty
do
bad
that.
right there. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, we talk about collaborations and the show tonight with so many different bands there. And you've done collaborations. You did stuff with All That Remains, right?
I
Or-
did. So because we both had the same producer, Howard Benson, do our
Right.
albums around the same exact time, I was able to go in and do some background vocals on a lot of their stuff, which was cool.
Yeah. Do you look for stuff like that, or does stuff find you, or are you interested in doing more of that? Or now that
Absolutely.
you're,
I love collabing with people. I think it's so fun. All That Remains thing that just kind of happened. The Bad Wolves collab obviously was huge for me, and that was premeditated, but also like no one had expected the kind of reaction that song was going to cause.
Any chance something like that coming out of these shows? Any of these bands? I mean, I would
I'm
think
working on it.
you got downtime while the stuff's while you're in the new city all this time, and music is what obviously is your passion. You guys sit around, and anybody ever pick up the guitar and you think, all right, let's do something together, or anything like that?
Yeah, it has to happen organically like that, I think. Like after the show, we all hang out in the parking lot. We tailgate and we drink beers and we make hot dogs and we joke around, and it's like I said, it's a big family vibe out there. And like we've talked about, hey, like you should come during our set and like play a song or two, and I should come during your set and play a song or two. And so we have about a little under a month left on this tour, so we've got to make those things actually happen.
It gets a little looser as you go along too. As you get near the end,
Yeah,
you get a little crazy. You don't get bored, but I mean, it's the same thing night after night. You're like, let's mix it up. Maybe something
Exactly.
tonight in Tinley Park. Get crazy tonight. Do the hot dogs and the beer before the show tonight, and see what happens on
I
stage.
like that plan, man.
Now, what about your album? It was like last spring or early summer. It came out.
Yeah, it came out June 15th,
Okay.
2018.
Yeah. And so, are you working on a new one now, or are you
I
waiting until?
am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about that.
Before this tour, I was in the studio mainly just writing in the very beginning stages and like doing demos here and there. There's no more touring plans this fall as of now, so the idea is after this tour ends to go back into the studio and really dive deep into album 2, which I'm really excited about.
You got a producer picked out or a location or anything
Not yet.
No,
Not yet, no.
Because that's a process just to find somebody you want to produce with.
Absolutely.
Or whatever. Yeah. That's good stuff. All right. Well, we're looking forward to hearing new stuff from you. Got another song for us this
I
afternoon?
do. We're going to do Haunted now.
I'll follow you into the dark. I'll be the shadow creeping through every part of you. I've got a hold. You think by now you know that you'll never be alone. You know you'll always be haunted. Hey, I'm getting under your skin. You're stuck with me till the end. How does it feel to be haunted? Hey, I'm getting into your thoughts, and everywhere that you go, you know you'll always be haunted. How does it feel? So where does it feel? I am the face you see inside. In your own reflection, the mirror never lies. Come out at night. I'll be your only friend. I'm just a breath behind. You know you'll always be haunted, haunted. Oh, you know you'll always be haunted. Hey, I'm getting under your skin. You're stuck with me till the end. How does it feel to be haunted? Hey, I'm getting into your thoughts, and everywhere that you go, you know you'll always be haunted. How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel with me inside? How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? You know you'll always be haunted. I'm in your head, the darkest birds you won't forget. I'll leave a mark you can't deny. The voice inside, I'll hold you tight, never let you go, never let you go. I'm getting under your skin. You're stuck with me till the end. How does it feel to be haunted? Hey, I'm getting into your thoughts, and everywhere that you go, you know you'll always be haunted. How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel with me inside? How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? You know you'll always be haunted. How does it feel? How does it feel? Yeah.
That's Diamante in Studio East from coming in hot. If you don't have it, get it now. Crank it all the way to the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater tonight in Tinley Park for that show. And you know what you're doing for other singers, aspiring singers now, what Joan Jett did for you, what Kelly Clarkson did for you. So
Yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy. Full circle. man.
Right. And we're looking forward to the second album and a great show tonight. We appreciate you coming into Studio East tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for having me.
One more time for Diamante. Tonight, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, Tinley Park, along with Dorothy, Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin, and 3 Days Grace. Stino will be there live. Let me just tell you again one more time. So sorry for this afternoon with Stino. So go see her.
I'm excited
But
now.
you've been warned. It's intense. It's intense. So one more time for Diamante.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for being with us in Studio East.
Hi, this is Josh Hagan with Hagan Homes. A lot of people know me as a custom home builder.